executive session for personnel reasons. Shall we all rise?
At this time, we'd like to take a moment of silence for Michael J. Burkhart and his family. We ask that God would watch over them and give them the grace and peace that they need through this difficult time. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Emmett, may we have roll call, please?
Mr. Olsmer,
Here.
Mr. Gershi,
Here.
Mr. Gugalski,
Here.
Mr. Enslin,
Good.
Mrs. Fiorella,
Excused.
Mr. Cadenzi,
Present.
Mr. Hoke,
Here.
Mr. McDonough,
Here.
Mr. Schaefer,
Present.
Mr. Adams,
Here.
Dr. Barrett,
Here.
Ms. Emmett is here, Mr. Blum,
Here.
Mrs. Donahue,
Excused.
Ms. Feliski,
Here.
Mrs. Miller, here, Mr. Gregorski,
Here.
Mrs. Watson,
Here.
Mrs. La Rosa,
Here.
Mrs. Price,
Here.
Mrs. Gregory,
Here.
Mrs. Liptak,
Excused.
Mr. Seaman.
Here.
Mr. President, you have 8 board members present.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion for item number 5, please?
I move that we approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on January 11, 2016.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 6, please?
I move to approve the treasurer's report as slated.
I second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. 7 yes, 1 opposed. May I have a motion for item number 7, please?
I move to approve the bills of the general and food service account. I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Mr. McDonough? Mr. Dempsey, okay. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries on a vote of 6 yes, 2 noes. Are there any questions regarding the accounting of taxes? Do we have an update, Rose?
I do. In your packet, you did receive a report. It's everything from the tax collectors for 2015, what was collected and turned over to the county for December 31st. We have about a 90% collection rate on that, and that gets factored in with our collections that come in from the county also, so I don't have a final number. But I do know that last year at this point, we were at 91.5. We had a higher amount of collection than we do this year, so it is down a little bit from last year, although it's a preliminary number still.
Very good. Any other questions or comments?
Just the dollar figure for the 1.5%.
It's about 250 to 300,000.
And last year was the highest collection rate current collection rate that we had ever had. 90 is more in line with what we've had in the past. But it is significant because it's $250,000 to $300,000 which hasn't been certified yet. So we will get a final number on that from years for the future, and we'll report that at the next meeting.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you. Item number 9, student recognition. Mr. Ballon, please.
Yes, thank you. Tonight, once again, we have 2 outstanding seniors with us that we're going to hear from. And our first senior is Jessica McCormick. Jessica is the daughter of Bill and Bonnie McCormick of South Canaan.
Hi. First, I would like to thank my parents and the board for having me here and for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I'm involved in many activities. I'm involved in the National Honor Society. SAD. I was the captain of the high school soccer team. I played in a travel team. I create cancer awareness bracelets, and 100% of the proceeds benefit local children battling cancer. And I collect aluminum soda can tabs, and we donated them to the Ronald McDonald House. And our last donation was 650 pounds. And my future plans is to attend a 4-year college and major in chemistry.
Very good.
Thank you, great job. Can we have your parents please stand and be recognized? You thought you were going to speak, didn't you? So now know better.
That wouldn't happen.
Jessica, do you have a school picked out?
My top 2 is Moravian and Bloomsburg.
Our next senior is Rebecca Talese. Rebecca is the daughter of David and Valerie Talese of Lake Erie.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Talese, and I'd like to start by thanking the school board for this opportunity and my parents for supporting me. Throughout my high school career, I've taken 2 AP English classes, 3 AP Social Studies, 1 AP Math, and 1 AP Science, along with numerous honors courses over the years. Having the opportunity to take these challenging courses has really shaped who I am as a student and set me in the right direction for my future. Along with those, I've had many extracurricular activities. I learned to be a leader as president of the National Honor Society and treasurer of the Senior Class Student Council. I'm also very actively involved as a member of the soccer team for 4 years, Students Against Destructive Decisions for 4 years, Envirothon for this year, reading competition this year, and the Scholastic Scrimmage team this year, along with B'nai B'rith Youth Organization through the Jewish Community Center of Scranton. Making the most of my time here as a Wildcat has prepared me for an exciting future. I plan to attend a 4-year university to major in neuroscience, and after undergraduate school, I would like to go to medical school to study to become a doctor. Once again, thank you to the school board for making this possible.
Great job. And can we have your parents, your mom is here. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you.
The only school I've been accepted to so far is Pitt, but my top 2 are probably NYU and Boston University.
Congratulations to both Jessica and Rebecca. Job well done. Well, I always enjoy hearing people who enjoy their time here as well. And we wish you all the success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Represent us well, please.
We'll try.
Okay. Item number 10, is there anyone from the public who cares to address the board? Hearing none. We'll move on to item number 11. The enrollment report is provided for your review. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, may I have a motion for item number 10, please? Or, excuse me, 12.
I move that the Board of Education approve the consultative retainer agreement being offered by DeHaye Andrews, Grant PA, for employee benefit plan and related personnel human resource issues for the 1-year period commencing January 1st, 2016, at the cost of $4,975. There is no increase from last year.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Ms. Redenzi? Ms. Redund? Okay. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. vote of 6 yes and 2 noes. Item number 13, please. May I have a motion?
I'll move that the Board of Education approve the 2016-2017 school district calendar.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
I think this is something that the general public would be interested in. Because we have a pending construction plan and a roofing project, that the way the calendar fell, we will be proposing to start school after Labor Day for the first time in a long time, but still graduating effectively on June 9th. So it is a change to the calendar that, and a lot of that being driven by the construction project and roofing project that we will be undertaking in the summertime. That extra week could give us time to ensure that the projects are done and ensure the safety of the students and staff. So that's just something that is new for this year, and will get us graduating, including having 3 snow days built in, which we had not done in the past, and an availability of up to 8 without having to adjust the calendar. That's just a point of information.
Motion has been made and
I
seconded.
just have a comment on that, and I want to commend Mr. Adams in having built-in snow days for the first time again, as he said, in over a decade, which we haven't had. And, you know, with this, it gives us a barrier to not run into what other school districts faced last year with construction projects holding up and last minute having to delay school, which was very devastating to other districts. So we don't want to have that problem with a capital project going on here. And it also, as I think Mr. McDonough can allude to, is with our very seasonal apparatus when it comes to employment for our youth of the community with some of our seasonal apparatuses like Keene Lake Campground. And I believe, Karen, you also employ some high school kids as well. You'll be able to utilize them a little bit further through the Labor Day holiday. It helps some of our local business in keeping a full workforce that they're not down during the Labor Day holiday. But the only concern that I had with the calendar, as I had last year and as I still maintain, is that the students of the Western Wayne School District should graduate on the 180th day, whether that fall on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday. I have been a proponent against, and an opponent against, Friday graduations. Even when I was a student here 10 years ago, I believe that the students should graduate on the 180th day. So that was something that I advocated for, but I want to commend Mr. Adams on putting together a good calendar that takes into consideration our local business, as well as the fact that we are facing one of those winters where we haven't had any snow. Don't shoot the messenger. So, there you go. So, thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Are there any abstaining? Motion carries with a vote of 8 yes. Item number 14, please. May I have a motion?
I move the Board of Education approve the listed early dismissal days for students in order to conduct activities with professional staff. November 11, 2016, and February 17, 2017.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any noes? Are there any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Item number 15, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint Brian G. Kelly, CPA and Associates, as the audit firm for the basic audit services for the years ended June 30th, 2016 through 2020 at a cost of $22,400 per year.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
I'd like to point out that that's a $1,000 increase for the 16 school year, and then it remains the same for 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there will be an increase for 1 year and then 4 consecutive years at no increase.
I have 2 questions. One, do we have any competitive services that offer the same in-depth analysis that Kelly and Associates.
Yeah, there are two other accounting firms that do school districts in northeastern Pennsylvania. And from a pricing standpoint, they're relatively the same. And the other thing that happens with Mr. Kelly, there's an ongoing history of him doing our filings, and there's a professional relationship that we have with his firm that's been very successful. We have unqualified opinions, which is the highest rating opinion that you can get in an accounting audit, and they've done multiple years for us, and they do multiple school districts around us. From a pricing standpoint, they're very competitive. They're right there with the other firms. From a professional standards standpoint, we have a really good working relationship with them, and continuing that working relationship will save us time, energy, and staff time and money as far as changing to another audit firm. So we're very happy with the services that they provided us. They did come to a committee meeting 2 months ago to present the exam and the audit for us. And the audit requirements, like all things accounting-wise and governmental-wise, have gone up. There's a single audit act, and there are some additional responsibilities that auditors have taken on. And again, they've done that by increasing the cost for $1,000 one year only, and then maintaining it for the next 4 years. But we're very happy with the services they provide, and I'm very happy that for the next, if you approve it, if it gets approved tonight, for the next 4 years, we don't have to train anybody else and spend the extra time with them of our staff time to complete our audit. And they do get, there are reviews done of the auditing firms, peer reviews, as far as CPAs go, and Mr. Gugolski can certainly attest to that. The peer review process is extensive. The training requirements for them to do governmental audits, they've met all those requirements, and we feel that they do a good job, and that's why we're recommending them.
The question was because of the length, it's not just a one-year contract, reviewable annually. This in effect locks us up, and being locked up in anything for that long with the changing landscape, with funding through either the state or federal government, and with local expenses the way that they are, with having your annual budget. I just wanted some clarity on why we entered into an agreement like that if the market were to fluctuate in any way, shape, or form. When it comes to the amount of money we're paying for services rendered.
Sure. I wanted to do that, to lock them up so they can't raise it. Inflation's coming.
That's why I asked about competition.
We're all seeing it, and they're competitively priced now, and we're going to eliminate the opportunity for them to raise their prices in years 2, 3, 4, and 5 as well. And it's a great question. I also know that from a standpoint of we're making a motion and approving it, but also if they choose to exit this field, which Perenni Randolph did a number of years ago, and they were our auditor, then we could go find somebody else. And I certainly know that if we were to approach Mr. Kelly and say, we really don't want you to do our audit anymore, or you have people who have left your firm who have the expertise, that we would simply do a motion to eliminate it and go find somebody else. But I want to lock them in on a price that's competitive, with no chance of raising it after years 2 through 5. Okay. Great.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries 8-0. Item number 16, may I have a motion, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education revise the hourly/per diem rates for the 2015-16 school year, effective February 1st today, as follows. Substitute teachers, $95 per diem. Guest teachers, $85 per diem. Substitute teacher aide, $9.50 per hour. Substitute secretary, $10.50 per hour. Homework help, $95 per diem. Security, $19 per hour, with a minimum of $40 per event.
I'll second it.
been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
I'd like to put one thing out there on this as well, sorry to be so long-winded tonight, but the substitute teacher rate has not increased in 11 years. The teacher aide rate in 12, the secretary rate in 15, homework help in 11, and security in 6. So we've gone anywhere from 6 to 15 years with no increases in any of these costs. And again, with inflation and with the contract settlements that we've settled with our labor, and the input and the competitiveness of trying to find substitutes for all three of those areas, as well as homework helpline, we felt it was time for us to give raises to those positions from a competitive standpoint, and also from a standpoint that we are somewhere between 6 years and 15 years without any raises in any of those positions.
Also, the teacher aides were, as subs, were getting a little over minimum wage, $7 and change per hour. So we felt after all the years and what they do, they deserve a raise.
Well put.
And finally, security was at $17 an hour. It's a $2 raise. $17 went into effect with a $35 minimum in 2011. So you're looking at a 5-year window in between when you see the security officers at the football games prior to walking down, or at basketball games or concerts. Just a 5-year window, $2 an hour raise with a $5 plus to get to their minimum of $40. Have that breakdown.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries 8-0. May I have a motion for item number 16B, please?
I move that the Board of Education accept the resignation for retirement purposes of Kimberly Waters, Evergreen Elementary teacher, effective February 10th, 2016.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion passes 8-0. May I have a motion for item number 16C, please?
I recommend the Board of Education accept the resignation of Dominic Caracciolo as girls soccer assistant coach for the 2016-17 school year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 16D, please?
I move that the Board of Education accept the resignation of Elizabeth Musso as assistant softball coach for the 2015-16 school year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
You'll see that Elizabeth then volunteers under item H for softball. She just couldn't commit to the amount of time that it takes to be a full-time coach, but is still involved in the program. So we'll be very happy when we get to that point to approve her as a volunteer as well.